What time is it? Well, it's watch time. Time to watch another episode of TechForce. And if you haven't figured it out already, we're looking at a new watch from TicWatch. Let's see what the E3 has to offer. Let's start off with what we get in the box. Here we have the watch, a charging cable and some paperwork. Right off the bat, I notice how light it is in comparison to other watches of about the same size. On the size front, it is large, but it's not heavy, and I could get used to wearing it. It comes in at around 32 grams, the same as the aluminium Apple Watch, and it feels light on the wrist. If you're interested in any of the watches we talk about today, please go and check it out in the link below. I only have two complaints when it comes to the overall design. First off, I don't like the thickness of this watch. It's 12.6 millimeters, which means it sits high up off my wrist, and it makes it feel quite big. I know I'm going to spend all day bumping it and knocking it on everything. This means that in no time, it's going to be covered in scratches and scuffs. It's just way too chunky. The other thing is, look at the size of the bezels. They're massive. The screen size is good, but the space around the screen to the edges of the watch are huge, which I think doesn't look the best and reminds me of those very old smartphones that didn't have bezel-less displays like the phones today have. This isn't a huge issue, but I feel it doesn't give the watch that sleek modern design I wish it had. It looks like it was released a few years ago. Maybe they forgot to put something on the bezels, like numbers. The straps, on the other hand, do look modern and lock together well. Now for the comfort. I like the fact that one can adjust the straps to get just the right size. I don't normally wear a watch, but because of its weight during testing, I hardly even noticed it was there. Again, it's a little too thick and chunky. I would prefer something sleek like the Apple Watch. Compared to other Android watches though, this is definitely one of the best. The watches that TicWatch offers are known for being some of the best options out there for us Android users, and are definitely within the top 10 Android smartwatches, maybe even the top 5. Let's get on to some of the reasons that make this watch a winner: the interface and the features. The operating system is made by Google, with a few TicWatch features on top of that, and the TicWatch app, which are mainly all health-focused apps. It also allows you access to popular apps like Spotify, Strava, Google Assistant, Google Pay, Messages, and much more. The watch has a built-in mic, and that means you can talk to Google Assistant and people on the phone using just the watch. This must be because of the new Snapdragon processor. It is powered with a Qualcomm Snapdragon Wear 4100 platform and Movi dual processing system. This means that I noticed the touchscreen was so much easier to use than most other watches, and the watch instantly responds to your touch with no lag. Now let's see how quickly you can respond to giving this video a like, and if it's your first time visiting TechForce, go on, subscribe for more videos like this. Now back to the TicWatch E3. It's also IP68 water resistant rated, which means it can be used in a shower or even taken for a swim. But that swim would need to be in a pool, none of this swimming in the sea stuff. It must not like seawater or sharks. Its built-in GPS is great if you're a runner or a cyclist, as it tracks your movements and workouts. It also tracks just about everything. It has tons of different built-in trackers for heart rate, blood oxygen levels, sleep, steps, activity, and exercise tracking. Something I really like is when technology makes an actual difference to my everyday life. With NFC payments, directly from my watch makes my life just a little bit easier. You can now add any bank card to your watch and then head off on a shopping spree. When it comes to battery life, this is just one more thing that needs to be charged on the daily. It drains quicker than I expected, and you will need to remember to give it a charge every day, like when you're having breakfast or going for a shower. I never put it into essential mode. That's probably the reason it didn't last very long. This mode limits the watch to extremely basic use, such as step taking, heart rate tracking, showing the time, and battery life. You can put it into this mode overnight, which would be useful to preserve a lot of the battery, or you can just remember to charge it each morning. It charges via the given cable, which is a special cable designed only for the TicWatch, as it has a custom connector. I wish it was one of the many cables we use for everything else, like a USB-C. Now, if I lose or damage this cable, it becomes a major inconvenience. For my use, this watch charges at a pretty good rate, and you can achieve a full charge pretty quickly, meaning you only need to stick it on charge for an hour or so each day. Just charge it the way you would your phone, although most watches only require charging every now and then. So the fact that this battery does drain quicker than other smartwatches isn't ideal, but it's also not a huge problem in my opinion. So, should you get this smartwatch? Well, most smartwatches today aren't exactly that great in my opinion. There is no perfect smartwatch. The Apple Watch is nice, but it's an Apple, so it's completely overpriced and you'll need to get an iPhone to use it. Then you'll need to get a MacBook and grow a mustache and change your mode of transport to a bicycle. For Android users, this watch is one of the best options available. Depending on your use, if it's for fitness, then you could look at getting a Garmin or a Fitbit. If you are a Samsung user, there are watches which Samsung offers, and those are probably the best ones for you just because of how the watches are developed to work in conjunction with Samsung phones. I just wish Google released a watch because those would be amazing, as they would run pure Android and essentially be the Apple Watches of the Android world. Rumor has it, there's one coming out later this year, so let's hope Google knocks it out the park. But if you're looking for an all-rounder, the TicWatch E3 is a good option, and so are the other watches offered by TicWatch. We'll be looking at the TicWatch Pro 3 Ultra soon, so stick around for that one. Well now, would you look at that, tick-tock, tick-tock. Time just flies when you're looking at watches. That's all the time we have for this video. Watch out for the next one soon. Bye bye.